This video is brought to you by Antigravity.
Ice, give me that horizon. I hit like dynamite. I'm one of one. You need more, baby, till we're done. Tying up on your tongue. Never seen another like me.
I haven't been this excited about a package in a really long time. I was checking the tracking number over and over because this is the drone I've always wanted for years. Not because it has better specs, but because it finally does something different. I actually stopped upgrading my drones a while ago. Every new drone flew the same, shot the same, and made me think of the same way of flying. And I realized the problem wasn't the drone. It was the way I had to think while using it. What I really wanted is to capture everything and decide what matters later, because I'm too busy flying. I think of it like cooking because I love to cook. As I just want to go out and gather my ingredients, and then when I get back home to edit, when I'm in the kitchen or whether I'm at my desk editing, that's where I start to take those ingredients and make something amazing out of it. And that's just how I like to create. So I actually tried doing this once. I actually tried mounting my 360 camera onto a drone, but I would mount it underneath because it was on top, the propellers would be seen. I had to put it on the bottom, but then how do you get it to fly from there without, the legs of it not being quite long enough? So I actually had to hold it in my hand, try to use two hands to fly the drone, and flew it up, but all I could see 360 wise was everything below it, because if I started to reframe upwards, then I would obviously see the drone. So this is something I've been wanting for a really long time, and it's finally here. Now technically that worked. It was heavy, awkward, and risky, and it always felt like a compromise, but it technically worked for part of it. The idea was right, but the execution wasn't. So this right here is the Antigravity A1. It's a purpose-built 8K 360 drone. There's a camera on the top and a camera on the bottom, positioned above and below the prop line so that you're not seeing the propellers in between. And so when the footage is stitched together, the drone basically disappears. No propellers, no landing gear, just the shot. And this is the Infinity bundle, so I'm getting the full system. The vision goggles, the motion controller, extra batteries, and the charging hub, and a landing pad that I have right here, which we will unbox in a minute. And the replaceable lens kit. That lens kit actually matters a lot. This is a 360 drone. There's glass on the top and there's glass on the bottom. And being able to replace a lens instead of grounding the drone permanently is huge. And also I get two battery options. One of those battery options keeps the drone under 250 grams, which matters for drone registration depending on where you live. Now the larger battery gives you longer flight time, but it pushes you over that 250 grams limit. And I like having that choice. Now this is the part where we are gonna unbox it. So let's unbox this thing right here. Oh, look, it all comes in a bag. That's it. There's nothing left inside. This is cool because, you're gonna have all this stuff. Having something to carry it in is gonna be really nice. Nice little sling, anti-gravity. Oh, check this out right here. Is this what I think it is? It is a luggage pass-through. How dope is that? And there's a pocket in the back too, which gives you all of your literature that you need and some stickers. Velcro, open it up. Oh man, there are tons of things in here. Seems like a hard case. Not sure what it is. A little groove right there. Open it up. Oh, that's our drone. I thought this was the drone over here. No, that's the drone. That's the Antigravity A1 right there. Like, that thing is so tiny. Check that out. That's actually pretty funny. I was trying to build it up, open the drone last, and I just went for that one. But this is it here. And what I do like about the Antigravity drone, not just the size. Look at my hand. That's crazy. What I do like about their drone is with other popular drones that I've flown in the past, I had to fold the wings a certain way. Here, all you have to do is fold that way, this way, and that way, and your drone's ready to go. Now that thing is so tiny. That lens on the top, and then the lens on the bottom. Well, I've already spoiled it for you. That is the drone in its hard case. This is a cool little hard case. We've got in this pocket, this one's heavy. Guessing these are the batteries. Looks like it's our battery charger, and then our battery is here. Got two batteries. This battery feels a little bit heavier. We've got our grip controller. Unlike traditional drones that you may have flown before, instead of the two-handed controller, you get one hand here, trigger, flight. Everything is supposed to feel natural on it. I did do the demo flight at CES with it. It's pretty cool. I've actually never taken one into the air, but I did the digital demo. So that was pretty fun. What else do we got here? One last thing in the larger compartment, which is this right here. And I believe these are the goggles. These are cool because this allows people on the outside to actually see what you're seeing. You know, this is a cool design. I was wondering what this groove was, but I think it's for your thumb. As you go to pull the drone out, you have that there. So I can go in, put my thumb there and pull it out. That's pretty cool. There's also a pocket in the top, and you've got tons of stuff. You've got a bunch of other accessories in the top here. Looks like a set of extra propellers. You get a bunch of stuff in this bundle. So that is like the main Infinity drone pouch, but let me show you the other packages that I have here. Let's open this one up. This is a flight battery. This is really light. Charge battery to activate. It's crazy. That is so light. Okay, there's that one. And as I mentioned before, being able to replace your lenses is huge because especially as I've been shooting 360, you know, your lenses, they don't have to be like completely destroyed, but you get a little smudge on there, a little scratch that won't come off, then you're stuck with that lens. But since you have interchangeable lenses, you can change them out and then they are brand new again without having to like send something back to the manufacturer. It's like you've got a replacement guide. This is your lens cleaning kit. You've got disposable gloves. There is a brush inside of here to clean the lens. You've got this tool to remove the lens. And then let's see, we've got cleaning wipe, duster. This tool you're going to use to take out the lens. And then this right here is going to be your replaceable lens. You just take it like this, and there's the replaceable lens. And that's the replaceable lens kit. Okay, a couple of other things here. These are pretty cool. Check this out. Negative 3.0D corrective lenses. These will help with vision. So if you don't wear contacts, you need to wear your glasses, you could actually slip these into your goggles and you can adjust them. You've got 0 all the way to -8 and 0 to -8. And you can rotate clockwise, counterclockwise to adjust for your viewing. That's pretty neat, gotta say. That's pretty cool. And then last but not least, the landing pad. And these are cool to have because you never know where you're flying. Maybe you're starting off somewhere that there's just a lot of dirt. The scenario I can think of is if you're at the beach and there's sand and you don't want to get your drone all sandy on the ground, why not have a landing pad? And this is pretty thin. So we've got our foldable anti-gravity landing pad. You go either side. You want to go team blue or team orange. That's pretty cool. And in case if you're wondering, does this fit in the back of the bag? Let's take a look. Yes, it does. That's pretty cool. So on paper, this solves everything I've been trying to do, but drones always sound good on paper. So let's take this outside and actually fly it. All right, we've got the Antigravity A1 out here in the field, and we're gonna go through the quick setup of everything that you need to just get things off the ground, and we're gonna get flying here shortly. So inside this included pouch, which is pretty awesome, it has everything you need. We have our vision goggles battery and attached to this lanyard. So what we want to do is we want to just wear it around our neck like this. Then you've got this USB-C cable right here that goes straight to the goggles with this port. Plug this into here. Then these are our vision goggles. Now our vision goggles actually have the protective cover inside. So we're going to remove these so that we can see inside the goggles. What's cool about these goggles is that people nearby can be on the outside and they can see what you're seeing while you're wearing the goggles. And we're going to plug this in right here. Goggles are ready to go. These on our head. Here, we've got our controller, and then we've got the A1 drone. All right, let's take this out. I'm gonna put this in, unfold our drone like so. Very easy to do because I'm not having to flip anything. It just goes all around like this. And then we want to fold down these legs as well. So we've got this. Okay, we're gonna use these. This is everything that we need. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna place this mat on top of my car. We're gonna need the Antigravity A1, place it right there in the middle. All right, we're gonna do a couple of things here. We're gonna press once and then press long. So we'll go 1, 2. You see it turn on there. And then I'm gonna plug in the goggles to the battery. I've got the controller, so I'll press and hold. So 1 and then 2. You hear that light up. And then last but not least, we're gonna turn on our goggles from the battery right here. So press and hold 1 and 2. Now that's on, everything is on and I'm ready to go. I double press this, get our propellers spinning, and then I'm gonna long press and hold up until it goes in the air. And there it goes. All right, the first thing I noticed wasn't the footage, it was how calm flying felt. And I'm not talking about framing, I'm not chasing the shot, I'm just moving through space. Now with the vision goggles, I can look left, right, up, down, completely independent from where the drone is flying. And that's the big shift. With traditional POV, where the drone flies is where you look. Here, vision and flight are completely separate. I can fly one direction and look somewhere else entirely, and it feels less like piloting and more like floating. Now there are 2 ways to fly this. Free motion mode is instinctive. You point where you want to go, you pull the trigger, and the drone moves. FPV mode may feel more familiar. More wrist-based, more controlled. I actually like having both free motion for exploration and FPV for smoother intentional moves. Now normally I'd be stressed about missing this moment. And right now, I don't care because everything is being captured. This is all one flight with different shots in the same clip. And that's the whole point. This isn't a fully caged FPV drone. I'm not flying inches from branches or pushing it recklessly. You still need to fly responsibly, but things like obstacle sensing, return to home, and replaceable lenses make this feel a lot less stressful. One flight, unlimited shots. That's the whole game. So here's what's actually changed. Flying stopped being the stressful part, editing became the creative part. I wasn't mentally exhausted after flying. I was excited to sit down and shape the story. That's new. If this mindset sounds familiar, it's because we've talked about this before, outside of the drones too. I made a full 360 video on why I think that 360 cameras can actually be a better choice than a lot of action cameras for a lot of creators. And it comes down to the same thing, reframing. Capture everything once, decide what matters later. I'll link that video in the description if you want to go take a deeper look at that. This drone won't replace every drone. If you love nailing precise shots live, a traditional drone still makes sense. And for how I think and how I create, this finally feels aligned. I've been chasing this idea for a long time. This is the first drone that feels like it was built around that idea instead of fighting it. I'll keep flying it, keep testing it, and keep sharing what holds up. But as my first impressions and my first experience with it, it finally clicked. And for the first time ever, the Antigravity A1 is on sale. From now through February 9th, you can pick up the Antigravity at 15% off, marking the very first discount since launch. If you've been curious about a purpose-built AK360 drone that lets you capture everything and reframe later, this is the best time to jump in. The sale ends February 9th. Once it's gone, it's gone. If you want to learn more about Antigravity A1, I'll link it in the description below. Go check it out. Thank you again to Antigravity for sponsoring this video. And if you want to stick around for more camera and tech tips, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.